Uriah Hall, our guest here, UFC middleweight, along with Eric Nixick, both in studio. And of course, the big news recently is Uriah Hall has signed on to fight Vitor Belfort at UFC Fight Night 124, I believe it'll be, on January 14th, and that fight card takes place in St. Louis. So what do you think of the matchup, Uriah? You know, Vitor Belfort, a legend in the sport. He's given us a lot of thrills and highlights just like you. Are you really digging the matchup?
Vitor is a legend, man. You know, I watch some of his highlights when I was younger and didn't see too much of it. Just saw a dude with no neck and all upper body with straight punches. I was like, oh my god, this guy's a beast. And to look at it now, you know, it's like, oh my god, I'm fighting that guy. And you know, people are going to be like, oh my god, he's old. The motherfucker is still dangerous. You know, there's a reason why he's still doing it. He's still dangerous. I'm going to put aside all that stuff. You know, I respect him for what he's done. When you're in the cage, you know, for me, I look at it as a growing opportunity. I'm not saying I have his name on my resume. I'm just looking at it. I get to go up against one of the best of all time. You know, that's how I look at it. It's not going to be the same to say, fuck these guys, I'm taking over. I mean, that's the plan, but it's not something for me to focus on and brag about. But, you know, he is good, and, you know, we got a really solid game plan. Work with Eric for the last fight, and you know, it was really cool how we just sat down and really put everything in perspective and the outcome of it, and just the training regime where Eric was like, you know, to hell and back, and that first round was hell. And to come back was that, you know, comeback. So I feel pretty good going into this, and it's just another step to grow and move forward.
Yeah, and the fight, of course, you're referencing Christoph Jocko, UFC Fight Night that took place under Rockhold and Branch out in Pittsburgh. Great fight. And I wanted to ask you, I also saw your reactions to that fight. You know, I mean, that fight, you could tell, meant a lot to you because I think you proved a lot to yourself. But what I wanted to ask you is, you've gone out there and you've starched people. We've seen that. And, of course, when you can go out there and not take any damage and blast the other guy, great. But at the same time, a lot of fighters learn from the fight you have, like the one you had where you had to face some attrition and dig deep and pull out the win. So my question is this probably your finest hour, that fight versus Jocko, that what you're most proud of when you look back at your career?
It's personal, man, because, you know, when I was in there, and if I could be really honest, I was ready to quit. I was done. I was like, man, I'm done with this shit. What the fuck am I doing? All of this was going through my head the whole fight. Like, why am I doing this shit? This shit is stupid. I fucking have a better job than this. I can be an actor. I can just take fake punches and still get paid. What the fuck am I doing? And he got my back, and I was in my head. I was like, man, I'm done with this shit. And I felt a certain way where I kind of got out. And honestly, my body took over. I call it thinking body, dancing mind. My body just went in autopilot, and I was just like, all right, whatever. And then round 2 came. I still wasn't there. And I remember Eric did such a great job at keeping me calm because, you know, fighters at their best when they're calm, they can think. Not really think, but they can just react. Most of fighting is reacting anyway. And, you know, Clayton, my coach, just told me to breathe. And Eric was just like, all right, you know, I want you to try this. And it was a calm approach. And I just remember listening, saying, yeah, okay. And now I took all that, but even when I got in there, I still wasn't there. And I got so frustrated trying to figure him out because he was such an awkward guy to fight. I'm like, this dude is awkward as fuck. I can't do anything. And I kept saying, fuck, I can't do anything. And for a brief moment, and some people know what I'm talking about, a Dragon Ball Z moment happened where I said, fuck it. I literally said, man, fuck this shit. Fuck you. Fuck this. Fuck everybody. And I just knocked him out. And I zoned out. And I've tapped into this moments in my life. An Adam Sella moment was that. When I fought Dylan Andrew was that. A gay guard. I will tap into these moments, and I could never control it. And when I tapped into it, I kind of had a glimpse of, I think I know what to do. And it's that fuck it moment where you just actually don't give a fuck. Wow. And that's what helped me.